Listen to me carefully, because this is going to sting a little. You've been chasing women, chasing validation, chasing that feeling of finally being enough. But here's the truth. It's not that women don't like you. It's that you've been touching the wrong places. No, I'm not talking about her body. I'm talking about two places that will change everything: her mind and her heart. A man who only knows how to touch a woman physically is replaceable. A man who knows how to touch her thoughts, her emotions, her soul becomes unforgettable. Right now, you're giving all your energy to impressing her, but you're starving yourself of self-respect. You've been trying to make her want you instead of learning how to move her. And if you're not careful, you'll spend your whole life being the guy she texts when she's bored, instead of the man she can't stop thinking about. Today, I'm going to show you how to put your finger in the two most powerful places. And no, this isn't about cheap tricks or pickup lines. This is about mastering the emotional and mental connection that makes her see you as rare and makes you see yourself as irreplaceable. If you want to stand out in a woman's life, you have to understand this truth. She's met dozens of men who have told her she's beautiful. She's heard the, "Hey, what's up?" text 1,000 times. She's been taken to the same restaurants, been told the same jokes, and had the same surface level conversations. And that's why she forgets them. But the man who makes her stop, think, and feel her mind stretching, that's the man she remembers long after the conversation is over. Touching her mind with curiosity means you refuse to be predictable. It means you listen deeper than her words. You notice patterns in her speech, in her values, in the way her eyes shift when she talks about something that matters. It means you ask questions that nobody else is brave enough to ask. Instead of, "What do you do for fun?" you say, "What's something you've always wanted to do, but never told anyone?" Instead of, "How was your day?" you ask, "What's one moment from today that you wish you could relive?" Curiosity is powerful because it forces her to think. It moves her away from autopilot responses and into a place where she's revealing the real her. And when she feels safe enough to show you the sides of herself she hides from everyone else, you're not just another guy, you're different. But here's the secret most men miss. Curiosity isn't about asking a million questions. It's about listening so deeply that your next question feels like it's peeling back another layer of her soul. It's about following the thread of her story and being genuinely interested in where it leads. Because when you can touch a woman's mind, you plant seeds that grow in her thoughts even when you're not there. She'll catch herself smiling at something you said hours later. She'll replay your conversation in her head, and she'll wonder, why can't I stop thinking about him? That's the power of curiosity. It's not about impressing her. It's about inspiring her to see you as the man who awakens something in her mind that no one else even noticed existed. A man can touch a woman's body without ever touching her heart. And sadly, most men stop at the surface. They give her flirty texts, playful banter, maybe even grand gestures, but deep down, she knows it's just a performance. Authenticity is rare, and because it's rare, it's magnetic. When you touch a woman's heart with authenticity, you do something most men are too afraid to do. You show her the man you really are. Not the highlight reel version, not the Instagram filter, not the perfect, unshakable, always confident guy. Because here's the truth, women can feel when you're pretending. They can sense when your smile hides fear, when your compliments are rehearsed, when your confidence is fragile. And the moment they feel that, trust breaks. Authenticity, however, builds unshakable trust. It's telling her, yeah, I've failed before, and I learned from it. It's saying, I'm proud of who I'm becoming, even though I'm not perfect yet. It's letting her see your ambition, but also the scars you've collected chasing it. But here's the secret. Authenticity doesn't mean oversharing every wound you've ever had. It doesn't mean dumping your emotional baggage on her lap on the first date. That's not vulnerability. That's emotional chaos. Real authenticity is measured openness. It's sharing just enough of your truth to let her see that you are human, and that your strength comes from overcoming, not from pretending. Women fall for men they trust. And trust is built when your words, actions, and energy all say the same thing. I am exactly who I appear to be. When you touch her heart with authenticity, she feels safe to open hers in return. She stops playing games because she knows you're not playing any. She stops testing you because you've already proven you're grounded in your truth. And here's the beautiful part. When she feels that level of emotional safety, her attraction to you shifts. It's no longer about your looks, your money, or your status. It's about how you make her feel. A man who touches her heart with authenticity becomes more than a lover. He becomes unforgettable. You can have the best conversation skills, the most magnetic presence, and the most confident energy. But if a woman doesn't feel emotionally safe with you, she will never open herself to you fully. Emotional safety isn't about coddling her or agreeing with everything she says. It's not about being soft or submissive. It's about creating an environment where she knows she can be herself without fear of judgment, mockery, or manipulation. And sadly, most men sabotage this without realizing it. They interrupt her when she's speaking. They dismiss her feelings as overreacting. They make jokes at her expense to seem playful, not realizing it chips away at her trust. When a woman opens up to you, even about something small, she's testing the waters. She's asking herself, can I trust him with this part of me? If you respond with patience, presence, and respect, she will let you deeper into her world. If you respond with sarcasm, criticism, or indifference, the door will slam shut and it might never open again. Protecting her emotional safety means you listen without trying to fix everything she says. Sometimes she's not asking for solutions. She's asking for understanding. It also means you don't weaponize her vulnerabilities later in an argument. Once you do that, the relationship is no longer a safe space. It becomes a battlefield. Strong men don't make women afraid to speak. They make women feel heard. Strong men don't belittle feelings they don't understand. They seek to understand them. And here's the paradox. When a woman feels emotionally safe with you, she becomes more playful, more open, and more passionate. She lets her guard down because she knows she's not going to be punished for being herself. This is why women stay with certain men even when they aren't the best looking or the richest, because emotional safety is priceless. If you can protect that, if you can be her anchor in a world full of storms, she will never forget it, and she will never stop wanting to be near you. One of the most attractive things a man can have isn't a chiseled jawline, a sports car, or a big bank account. It's direction. A man with purpose walks differently. He talks differently. He makes decisions with clarity because he knows where he's going. And when a woman meets a man like that, something in her instinct says, this man is worth following. But here's the problem. Most men today are leading with need instead of purpose. They make a woman the center of their world before she's even earned that place. They rearrange their entire life to please her, and in doing so, they lose themselves. This is the fastest way to kill attraction. Why? Because a woman doesn't want to be your purpose. She wants to be inspired by your purpose. If your identity crumbles when she pulls away, it means you weren't leading, you were clinging. Leading with purpose means you have a vision for your life that's bigger than her, bigger than any relationship. It means you wake up every day with something to chase, something to build, something to fight for that exists whether she's in your life or not. And here's the magic: when she sees that, she wants to be part of it. She doesn't feel like she's dragging you forward. She feels like she's stepping into the slipstream of a man who's already moving. Leading with purpose also means making decisions that align with your values, even if it costs you her approval. It's being willing to say no when something doesn't serve your mission. It's choosing the gym over another night of binge watching. It's choosing the business meeting over staying up late to text her just to keep her attention. This isn't about neglecting her. It's about respecting yourself enough to keep building the life you're meant to live. Because here's the truth. When a man leads with purpose, a woman doesn't feel like his oxygen supply. She feels like his teammate. And when she sees that you can live without her, but you choose to live with her, that's when she gives you her full respect and her full heart. Every woman has two layers of desire. The first is what she thinks she wants. The surface level traits she can list if you ask her. The second is what she feels she wants. The deep subconscious pull that she might not even be able to explain. If you want to stand out, you must learn to speak to that second layer. See, most men go after the obvious. They give compliments like, "You're so pretty," or "You look amazing tonight." And while that feels good for a moment, it doesn't last. It's like pouring water on concrete. It dries up quickly. Speaking to her subconscious desires is different. It's about noticing what makes her unique, the details no one else takes the time to see. It's telling her, "I notice the way you always straighten your hair before you speak, like you're preparing for something important." Or, "The way you talk about your little brother tells me you'd do anything to protect the people you love." When you do this, you're not just flattering her looks. You're showing her that you see her soul. And that is rare. Subconscious attraction also thrives on emotional contrast. She's drawn to the man who can be strong but also tender, confident but humble, playful but deeply grounded. These contrasts hit something ancient in her, something that tells her, "This man can protect me, challenge me, and still make me feel safe." Here's the secret: you can't fake this. You can't read a script and expect her subconscious to light up. It has to come from a genuine place of curiosity and observation. When you speak to her deeper desires, you bypass her logical filters. She stops asking, "Is this man my type?" and starts wondering, "Why do I feel so drawn to him?" And the best part, you don't have to compete with anyone else. Because while other men are busy trying to impress her with status, money, or charm, you've reached a place inside her that those things can't touch. A woman may admire a man for his success, but she falls in love with the man who makes her feel seen in a way no one else ever has. Before you can earn a woman's respect, you have to master your own. And this is where so many men fail. They believe that if they can make her happy enough, please her enough, or prove themselves enough, she'll finally give them the love they want. But here's the hard truth: a woman cannot respect a man who doesn't respect himself. Self-respect is the foundation of attraction. Without it, everything else you do will eventually crumble. It starts with your boundaries. If you tolerate disrespect, if you let her cancel on you repeatedly, if you laugh off behavior that makes you uncomfortable just to keep the peace, you're teaching her that your feelings don't matter. And if they don't matter to you, they won't matter to her. Self-respect also shows in your standards. You don't just take any attention you can get. You don't chase a woman who clearly isn't interested. You don't beg for love. You invite it from a place of strength. A man with self-respect isn't arrogant. He's not controlling, but he is clear about what he will and will not accept. And that clarity is deeply attractive because it shows you value yourself. Here's the paradox. When you respect yourself first, you stop needing constant validation from her. You stop fearing that speaking your truth will scare her away. Because if it does, she was never meant for you. You stop